Yo, what's up, man? So I've been trying to get whatever together for this video. I got the lighting all weird, but whatever, man. I'm just gonna get into it. Starting to catch a little bit of a cold or whatever. I don't know if it's my allergies or not, but so if I sound a little bit congested, that's because I am. Um, so I'll just jump right into the topic because this is like one that I kind of ponder a lot and see happen. So one of the biggest things dudes got to do is like you gotta stop lecturing your girl, man. A lot of dudes think that it makes sense and they're like, oh, they they feel adamant about it and they think that is what needs to happen and it's the only way and it's they're so adamant about it and they're so convinced that it's the way, but it's really not. I mean, it's like women. Okay, I like this. For the most part, they don't listen to a lot of what we say anyway. They just don't listen because they're like here 1 second, there the next, because they kind of live in the moment. So a lot of what you say to women, they miss anyway. Especially if it's not something that they feel a certain way about, feel strongly about, or concerns them, or something that they want to talk about. So most of the time, you're wasting your time. You know, um, a big part of it too, though, is that when you lecture women, you're communicating with her in a way you communicate to another man. Like kind of like me talking right now. Like I can have this long talk about whatever, and dudes will tap into what I'm saying because it's how we communicate. We want to make sure we get all the details. Now we fully understand what's being said. We just kind of want to lock in because we're trying to fully understand and digest whatever's being spoken. Women aren't like that, man. You start talking to a woman, and on God, man, she she don't want you to lecture her. So she'll listen or act like she's listening for a couple minutes, but then I mean anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and she's just kind of eyes, rolling the back of her head and glazed over, or she's just kind of, she's not listening to you, and she begins to tune you out, and then you're just talking, and it just sounds like an episode of Charlie Brown when the adults talk, the whole want want type thing, you know. And then the worst thing about it too, a lot of times, is women get they tune you out or they get annoyed and irritated, you know. So then they're when they hit that point, they're so overcome by emotion, they're really not listening to you at that point. So all you're doing is just talking to hear yourself talk, which is what you're doing 99.99% of the time when you lecture a girl anyway, because you're actually in your feelings and you're feeling strongly about whatever you're saying, and you're kind of like, no, no, you're gonna listen to me type of deal. But women, I mean, it don't matter how strongly you feel or how in your feelings you are about it or how much of a conviction you have to whatever point that you're trying to make or whatever you're trying to convey or get across to her, man, she's not listening. Women do not like being lectured. Look, I dealt with a lot of women and I've been around a lot of women, and I'm telling you, even when I ask them or when I see them or when I talk to them about it, I've never in my life seen a woman who likes being lectured to. Never. Ever, ever, ever. They don't like it. So stop doing it. I know you want to do it. You want to feel like I want her to, this is guys, I want her to, you're thinking and you're saying this, but mostly thinking it. I want her to understand where I'm coming from, so we'll be on the same page. But it don't work like that, man. You can talk to your blue in the face, and all she's doing is trying to figure out, a way out. You're thinking you're communicating, and she is just. It's like again, you're speaking logic to her emotion, and you're speaking logic to the fact that she's in the moment, with a multitude of things, and you're stuck on that one thing, and it's a very long moment, and she's not trying to. It's like her attention span is just not there, and she's because she doesn't care. If you were talking about something she was really into, like I said earlier, or something along the lines of things that would kind of actually get her attention and engage her, then she'd be all about it. And here's the other thing, guys are like, well, what do you? That's not true because a lot of times when I talk to my girl, we get, you get back and forth in a discussion slash argument with your girl in the midst of a lecture, or you have a big long lecture with your girl and she seems like she's going back and forth. It's not that she wants to do that. One is because she's only doing it because women will get drawn into an argument and they kind of like they're just drawn to it. I mean, it's not like it's not they like it or dislike it. It's just kind of one of the ways that they do things. But at the same time, the point I'm trying to make is in the midst of you arguing with your girl and her going back and forth with you, she's not really paying attention. Unless it's something, that you did. Again, if you cheated on her or something like that, then that's different. But even still, though, that's a different situation. I ain't going to get into how something like that would be handled. That's a whole nother video. But I'm telling you, When your girl's going back and forth with you and you're lecturing and you feel like you're presenting what you're saying to her and she's not she and even if she hears you or she's listening to a degree, she's not processing it the same way you are. So you got to remember, you're not talking to another man, you're talking to a woman, and she's going to totally, everything is going to be her filters and her way of hearing and her way of processing are 180 out from yours, unless you're like a super feminine guy. But even still, it's 180 out, because even a feminine guy is not a woman. Again, another video, but you got to stop doing that. It's just, man, and it's not a really good way to forge a good, strong bond with you and your girl. What you mostly got to do is just whatever it is you want to talk to your girl about or present to her, you have to basically do your own mental legwork. Go over whatever the points are that you feel strongly about, what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Work it all out for the most part in your head. And then when you've got an idea, you have an abridged discussion with your girl. A short discussion, and basically even in that, all you're doing is kind of telling her, what the deal is. Because the reason I say that you're kind of telling her is because in the midst of you mentally doing the legwork, and if you know your girl like you should, or if you don't, then you need to work on learning your girl. Learn what makes your girl tick. That way you can do this. You can mentally work through something, utilizing what you know about your girl and the fact that you know your girl, and you use that to kind of factor all that in into, whatever resolution or conclusion you come to. And then when you present it to her, she's gonna see that you've taken that into consideration, and that's gonna make her happy in a lot of cases, or she'll just rock with whatever, because she's just like, oh, okay, she sees, she just wants to get it over with most of the time, because 99% of the time, like I said, 9.9% of the time, whatever you feel strongly and convicted about, or a conviction about, she don't feel the same way. She might agree with you or be like, yeah, this is important, but she is not gonna be, in with all fours like you are. I mean, guys, we get so adamant about certain things. That's the thing we don't realize. Another thing, this is, man, going all over the place, but this is another thing it touches. Again, like game, it kind of all interrelates and connects. When you are adamant in your discussion, stuff like I said with your woman, again, like I said, you're in your emotions. So here's the thing, though. When you push emotion toward a woman and you're just coming at it with emotion, guess what she gives you back? Almost none. It's almost like, again, it's a balance. You want to do your best to stay out your emotion and keep your girl in hers. But when you're lecturing her, you're in your emotions, and she's totally. It's kind of like when you get mad at a woman, like, what, like, guys, why did you do this and why did you do that? And this guy's, he's crying, he's mad, and then your girl's is kind of like, well, I just, well, what, I don't care. That's you, or a guy giving the girl emotion and her giving him almost none back, because she realizes you're already out, of your normal zone as a man you should be in. You're like super in your emotions, and she's not, and she's thinking like, this dude tripping. She's totally not. I mean, it's a L across the board. So stop lecturing your girl, man. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? If you want to mess up your relationship, keep lecturing your girl. If you want to cause a divide between you and your girl, keep lecturing her. You know what I'm saying? If you want to irritate your girl and make her get, just disgusted at times at just the sound of your voice or the tone you use, because she even knows when you're about to lecture, then keep lecturing her. But I'm telling you, lecturing her it doesn't do anything for the relationship. All it does is make you feel good about yourself. Meanwhile, you're actually, again, shooting yourself in the foot and destroying your own relationship. And you don't even know it, because you're too in your own pride or your ego to realize that. When you step out of it and realize, okay, what's the best way to effectively convey this situation, or to convey whatever I'm trying to do? And even what's the best, most effective way to deal with it? Lecturing her is not. You gotta, like I said, you gotta lead and do the thinking for you and her to a degree. You're like, that's messed up. You do gotta think for you and her. But when you know your girl, you can do a lot of thinking in a sense where you consider her, and take her into account, and you're in effect thinking for her, so she don't have to do it, because she don't want to do it. She just wants her man to lead. And when you do the mental legwork and cognition and get it figured out, you're doing that. So that way, when you're like, hey, baby, blah, 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 she, oh, okay. Because and a lot of times she'll realize it, and like I said earlier in this video, she'll realize that you took into consideration, and she'll be happy about it. She's like, oh, cool. And then when you do things like that, it's just going to make her love and trust you more because she sees you taking into consideration and that you're not talking her ear off and that you're working to get things done and that you're actually leading. So these are things that's going to make your girl more and more fixed to you to the point where if you do that enough, again, more things relating, consistency, right? She understands what to expect from you. You're being honest. You're doing all these things, and then your girl just rocks with you even more. She's like, my man, he knows what to do. So she's just gonna trust your leadership anyway because you're doing things to show her that she can. And once you make this the way in your relationship, man, again, she's just gonna, she's like, I love my man. My man she's like, my man thinks about me when he decides and works stuff out, and then he just basically he takes all that in consideration. He works it out, and then he just gets us on through it. And she's like, I mean, she's gonna love you for that. And stop. Here's another thing that's interrelated. A lot of times, guys will think that women think like them, or they think women are not us. They're not us. They're not attracted like we are. They don't think or feel like we do. They're not us. If you want something like that, then you need to go and find someone that's the same, as you. And I don't deal with that kind of stuff. So if you want to know about how to be in a relationship like that, this ain't the place to be. What I'm telling you is that women are not like us. Listen to me when I tell you this. I don't care how you feel or what you thought of my friend. They're not like us. Stop lecturing your girl, man. A lot of dudes here's the thing right here. Dudes be doing things like lecturing their girl and all this other dumb crap and doing what they think is right to do, what they think their girl wants to hear. I mean, truth be told, women don't want you to communicate with them like a man. What the women didn't say, I want communication. Women want you to talk to them in a way that they want you to talk to them. It's not about effective communication. To them, effective means doing it the way that they want you to. And even then, they're not trying to hear what you're saying. So, I know I just kind of went off a little bit, but stop lecturing your girl. Consider your girl and whatever mental legwork you have to do. That way, when you get it all done, you've whittled everything down to how it needs you. You've done it thinking because that's our realm as men. We think, they feel. They think too, but they don't think like we do, and we don't feel like they do. Which is why when we're feeling, we're off our square. And when they're doing a lot of logic and stuff, they're off their square. Like I was like, she's in a masculine, whatever. She's not being a woman. She wants to be free to and comfortable to be who she is and feel how she wants to feel. And when you lead her correctly, part of which is doing like I'm saying, not thinking that she thinks like you, not lecturing her and not getting her irritated and all those other things that are not going to be forthcoming in a relationship. She's just gonna rock with you even more. But you got to make sure that you lead this way. And part of it is, like I said, doing things that are consistent, not lecturing your girl and showing her she can trust you and that your leadership is sound. These are the things that are gonna draw her closer to you. So like I said, she's not trying to hear it. Let me see. I got something else written on here. Let me see. Actually no, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm trying to write stuff down so I can keep track of it. But like I said, don't lecture your girl, right? Because when you lecture, you're in your feelings, right? And then she's not listening to you. She's tuning you out. You're in your feelings. She's not liking that you're in your feelings, that's gonna turn your girl off, right? Take the time, learn your girl to a degree, do the mental leg work, take her into consideration with that mental leg work, arrive at a resolution or decision or conclusion, bring it to her, having a bridge discussion if need be, or just go and tell her, look, this is what we're gonna do, blah 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 blah. And women like that too when you're direct. Another part of leading, when you say this, that, and this, but not like, but if you telling her like, hey babe, but this and this and that, I've come to this conclusion, this is what we're gonna do, and she's like, okay. And as long as you keep doing these things and you show that you've got sound leadership, you're not lying to her, you're not doing things that make her tune out. And that's the thing too, when you do that, then she's actually more apt to really actually listen to you, because she's like, oh, when my man comes to say something to me, she's seen in the past that whenever you have something to say to her, you say it to her in a way that works and that's conducive to the relationship, so she will listen. But that don't mean lecture when you realize that. It just means keep doing what you're doing, and then you'll establish a constructive protocol of actual communication between you and your girl, which is usually you letting her know what's going on, And if she has something to say, oh, babe, well, what about this? What that? You know, maybe one or two questions or even less than that. Or she might be like, okay, well, I was thinking, you go, nah, nah. And then she's rocking with you. It's really that simple, man. You know, don't make it any more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, please stop lecturing your girl. Please, it's not helping you. It's not helping their relationship, and it's definitely not making your girl happy. And she's not hearing what you're saying. All right, man. I guess I gotta start saying this in the videos. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep putting videos out. I'll probably try and do like 2 a week, maybe even 3, you know, but I'll keep putting the information out there because I want to help, you know, cats. And like I said, I mean, trust, man. I mean, you, you know, you just gotta keep trying, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your best. You know what I'm saying? Listen to Cats with Game. We're out here. You know, we want to see other brothers win, and you know, we're just gonna keep moving that way. So subscribe to the channel, like the videos. You know, and I guess that's pretty much it. All right, man. Peace.